Ms. Titus of Nevada.
Thank you. I want to thank Chairman Royce and the Ranking Member Engel, too, for making this a priority for this committee. I think it's very important. I'm a co-sponsor of the Delta Act, and I look forward to its passing. I also thank the witnesses for the things that they have done in this area, and I think the United States has made some progress. But I sense a trend that is concerning to me, and some of the things you've mentioned, I'd like to point out others. I think we're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. If you look at what's happening lately, you've got proposed cuts to the budget. That's going to make it difficult to continue in this policy area. You've got several regulatory actions that have taken place with the Fish and Wildlife Service. You got the memorandum on trophy hunting. Now we're going to consider trophies on a case-by-case basis as opposed to having an overall policy. And a second one that's just coming out more recently is that the extreme hunting rules that allow us now to hunt baby bears and wolf cubs in their lairs. I don't think that's a step in the right direction. And then third, you've got Interior Secretary Mr. Zinke creating an International Wildlife Conservation Council. That's kind of like calling the agency that allows more pollution the Blue Sky Initiative. If you look at who's on that commission, it's somebody from the Safari Club, the Sportsman Foundation, the Director of Hunting Policy at the NRA, and several other groups that promote trophy hunting. Now, if we're going to lead by example, I don't think these are very good examples. And I wonder if y'all would comment on what you see as problems that might be created by this new trend under the Trump administration. Doctor?
Thank you very much indeed. We share your concerns on all of those same issues. In relation to the trophy hunting issue, just picking up on that one, it's a particularly important one because trophy hunting can be an extremely good conservation tool if used appropriately, and it opens up, it keeps a lot of land, particularly in Africa, but other parts of the world, under wild habitat by giving an economic value for it if it's well managed. So, for example, we work on an operation on trophy hunting of markhor sheep in Pakistan and support the local communities there, and it's helping them to conserve the markhor sheep. But as an industry, it is notoriously corrupt. And the US, by having very strict regulations and a good policy previously, has not contributed to the problem. But by loosening the regulations, then that really is a concern because it's corrupt in terms of all on the scale for getting licenses to hunt the wrong species, the wrong age, the wrong sex. And while the exporting countries where the hunting is being done, we don't always have a lot of control over, but we can have control over the importing countries for those trophies. So yes, we share that same concern. Thank you.
Ms. Peters?
I also want to second what Dr. Bennett said about hunting in certain cases being a tool for conservation. I also want to second what she said about the importance of it being well regulated. That we've done a number of investigations into poorly managed hunting programs or poaching that's taking place under the guise of hunting, particularly in places like South Africa with regards to rhino. So I agree, I don't think it's a good idea to be loosening regulations in the United States around hunting. We have a fairly well-managed hunting programs domestically, and we should have the same level of legislation about it internationally.
Ms. Stewart, you want to add anything?
You know, I certainly think that international wildlife trafficking has a number of great allies in Congress, both on the Democratic and Republican side. So I trust that those legislators will work to try to maintain and restore adequate funding for the international efforts and programs that the U.S. has been conducting that have been proven to be effective.
Well, I think there's a lot to be said for legislation, for regulation, but also for leading by example. And a picture of the president's son standing over a dead elephant or a giraffe doesn't seem to me to be leading by example at a time when this, even China is moving in the opposite direction. So I think it should be an all-encompassing policy, not just focused on the criminal aspects of it. So thank you very much. I yield back.
Thank you very much. Mr. Smith in New Jersey.
Thank you very much.